Money is power. Without it, one is powerless. I realized this when I was still counting my age on my fingers. Am I useless because I'm just a child? I can't do anything. My beloved grandfather passed away in his 60s. He suffered from a serious illness that couldn't be treated. That illness wasn't covered by subsidies, and we were too poor to afford treatment. Mom, I'm gonna become rich one day. I swear I will. I don't want to regret anything ever again.
Icha.
And so within me, Itachi Katahara, a strong obsession with money took root. It's early in the day, but it's so hot. About 20 years later, at 27, I was watering the front of a restaurant in my hometown, a port town in Miyagi. This restaurant was built by an acquaintance a few years ago, but he retired due to an injury, and I took over. I thought I had forgotten about loyalty and duty, but in the end, I was also saved by my connections with others. There are other relatively new buildings in this town, and now, as a tourist spot, it attracts a fair number of visitors.
Oh, look who it is. If it isn't the loser who came crawling back from Tokyo.
Huh? It's you. The one mocking me is my younger brother, Tateo Katahara. He now works at a branch of a major company and lives in Sendai. What? I didn't hear anything about you coming home today.
I don't have to tell you everything. I don't consider you family since you're just a bad example to me.
The way you say that is really annoying.
Oh, is this Tateo's older brother? You used to run a shop in Tokyo until last year, didn't you?
A woman I don't recognize peeks out from beside Tateo. I assume she's his girlfriend.
That's right. But he found her running it and came crawling back. What a loser, right?
Just what I'd expect from someone with low education. Nice to meet you. I'm Tateo's fiancée, Dahlia Kurokawa.
Thanks for the introduction. As expected, I gave a dismissive reply. My brother has always had a tendency to look down on me, but what he says is true. Right after graduating high school, I moved to Tokyo. I worked at a restaurant while aiming to become a chef. I opened my own shop in a shopping district, but within a few years, sales declined, and I had no choice but to close it. I guess cutting corners here and there was a mistake, but with the rising costs, the profits were just too low. So I returned to my hometown for a fresh start, and a few months later, I took over the current restaurant at the request of an acquaintance.
Graduating from college and working for a company made me as different from you as night and day. Maybe you should take a dose of my success, huh? Here. Gah! Gah!
Then, the crows, who had been bathing nearby, suddenly got angry and attacked Tateo.
What the heck? What's with this bird?
They come by often when I'm watering. They're pretty smart, you know.
I don't want to hear that. Ouch! Wait, stop! Damn it, you'll pay for this!
And so my brother and his fiancée were driven away by the crows in a rather strange outcome. A few days later, while I was preparing the restaurant for its opening...
Caw, caw.
Huh? The crows are angry? Did something happen?
I'm sorry.
When I looked up at a large tree a little further away, I saw a woman who had climbed it and was being attacked by crows. Hey miss, there's a crow's nest up there. The fledglings are still a bit slow to leave.
What? Really? Ow, ow, ow!
Crows usually don't attack people, but when they're protecting their chicks, they become aggressive.
Thank you so much. You ended up having to get it for me.
She was in bad shape, so I had no choice but to let her recover in the restaurant. Her hair was a mess.
I never expected the pendant to get caught in the tree when I fell.
That's quite a situation. But I guess it's partly my right and left minister's fault.
Right? Left?
The names of the crows. They have a rather pompous look, don't they? Well, they're not really my pets, though.
I'm Nohagi Matsushima. I recently returned from the Tokyo area, and I'm currently job hunting.
I'm Itachi Katahara. I also came back from Tokyo about half a year ago, so... Before I could continue, her stomach let out a loud, cheerful growl. Oh dear, How about we eat something before we continue talking?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt your work.
It's fine. The restaurant isn't open yet, and I haven't even decided on the menu. Oh, that's right. I received some salmon as a gift from a neighbor earlier. Can you wait a moment? Remembering that, I took out some fresh salmon and salmon roe from the fridge. Miyagi's salmon is famous after all. Since you're here, you should have some local food. First, remove the skin and bones from the salmon, then slice it thinly. Simmer the salmon in soy sauce, sugar, mirin, and dashi, then carefully remove the fillets once cooked. Rinse the salmon roe in water, then quickly blanch it. Simmer it briefly in the salmon broth, then drain the water. This process removes the fishy smell. Then, use the leftover broth to cook the rice.
Wow, you're really good at this.
I did run a restaurant after all. Now, just plate the rice and arrange the salmon and roe on top. Here you go, a traditional harako meshi, a dish that dates back to the time of Lord Date Masamune. The tender salmon, glistening roe, and rice packed with umami. It's simple but delicious.
Wow, the sweet soy sauce and seafood smell so good. I can't wait to...
No jumping ahead of the line. At the same time, the door swings open forcefully, an older man coming in. Even though the restaurant isn't officially open yet. Itachi, have you decided when you'll open the restaurant? We've been waiting and waiting, and then the smell started wafting out.
Geez, you old man. Pipe down. Itachi-chan, how are you today? Oh, I brought some samba bread as a treat.
The neighbors who have been looking out for me since I was a kid are even more enthusiastic now. What's this? A pretty young lady. Itachi, when did you get married? Without telling me first. It's not like that. Seriously, stop causing a fuss all the time.
Young lady, this guy here is a catch. He's a good boy and he's mellowed out and brightened up compared to before. Did you see that smile? I hadn't seen it until recently. Come on, Itachi-chan. Show us again. Come on.
Would you like a grilled rice ball? Yay, I'll buy them all. Maybe I softened up from all this good-natured meddling by the neighbors, who kept me from becoming a bitter and jaded man in Tokyo. A few days after all that commotion, Nohagi continued to visit me regularly. Fresh Pacific Souri is in season, but other places will likely feature it too, so the price will be high.
But tourists would be happy, right? It's a local specialty.
Oh, you're right. But why are you tagging along? Aren't you job hunting?
I am. I want to work at your restaurant, Katahara-san. I'm aiming to be your first employee.
Go job hunting. Not long after, my restaurant opened. Business was good, but the earnings weren't quite up to what I made at my peak in Tokyo. Unlike me, who was all about work, my brother Tateo was getting married to his girlfriend, holding their wedding ceremony.
Tateo, today I'm the happiest woman in the world. From now on, I'll support your family.
Thank you, Dahlia. Since you'll be at home, I'll be bringing in the money like crazy. If you want to make money, having a good education and working for a big company is essential. Stability, security, and benefits. Everything's covered. Somebody's big brother is self-employed and failed, didn't he? Isn't that right, you poor little business owner?
This is sea urchin and potato mousse, and this sea urchin is from Yato Island. Wow, I want to serve this at my place.
Don't be so focused on the food at a family wedding, you workaholic.
Huh? Oh, congrats. By the way, can I talk to the chef here, please?
I invited you out of spite, but you don't even care.
Suddenly, a man behind Tateo burst into laughter. Despite his voice, he seems to be in his 50s. I didn't know Katahara's brother was such a funny guy. Sorry for interrupting. I missed the earlier greeting when I stepped out, so I came over.
Riff-san, I'm sorry for the embarrassment.
After introducing ourselves, I looked at the business card he handed me. It seems he runs a restaurant in Sendai. I do business with the company he works for. As a fellow restaurateur, I'd love to build a relationship with you. That's a dream come true. I look forward to it. Thank you. Since then, Riff and I have been regularly exchanging information. Then, a few days later... What? You ordered too much by mistake?
Yes, it seems my son, who's in training, made a blunder. I'm really worried about his future.
Just then, Matsushima-san, who I recently hired as an employee, burst into the restaurant.
Katahara-san, due to the recent boom in port towns, several large groups are suddenly coming to this town.
A miraculous timing, but I can't miss this opportunity. Time to return the favor. Got it, we'll buy up all the surplus stock from the mistaken order.
Really? That'll be a huge help, but are you sure?
It's fine, leave it to me. Yoshida Seneshifer.
It's Rifu. You can't just mix everything together like that.
So I ended up purchasing a large amount of fish that his son had mistakenly ordered. With Matsushima-san's help, I managed to get through an unprecedentedly busy period. We sold everything, but the profits are still not great.
Huh? I thought it was selling really well.
In terms of revenue, yes. But running a business comes with all sorts of expenses, and being rich is still far away. I was frowning at the computer screen, and seeing me like that, Matsushima-san asked curiously,
I've been wondering, Katahara-san, why do you want to be rich?
Why? Because it's necessary? But do you also think I'm greedy for money, Matsushima-san?
No, I don't. Money is important after all.
Her gentle smile carried a hint of sadness, and her unexpected expression made me catch my breath.
When I was a child, my parents lost their jobs due to certain circumstances, and I was sent to live with my uncle in the city. They thought it would be too hard for me to stay with them. My aunt and uncle couldn't have children of their own, so...
I see. That must have been tough. The pendant she accidentally got caught in the tree earlier was a precious gift from her parents.
I couldn't forget the air of my hometown. I'm grateful to my uncle, but I wanted to be with my parents again. I've struggled with my feelings for my uncle and my parents. That might be why I fell in love with you.
Nohagi's face suddenly got close to mine. The pleasant scent of soap gently filled the air. You fell in love? Wait, with me? But why?
I admired your straightforwardness, Katahara-san. I felt like you were cheering me on to stick to my principles, so...
Hey, Itachi! I just ran into Nohagi-chan's parents, and they wanted to see where she works. So I brought them. What happened here?
Nothing at all. Knocked over in my chair, I remained down for quite a while. And so the seasons passed, and before I knew it, 3 years had gone by. People change a lot during that time. My brother was no exception.
Sorry, Mom. Things are tough right now. Even just a little. Please, lend me some money.
Tateo was trying to borrow money from our mother. It seemed he was struggling with his life.
I heard about it. You made a big mistake at work half a year ago and got fired, didn't you? Why didn't you tell me sooner? But sorry, we're getting old and forgetful, so I've left the money management to Ichan.
What? You've entrusted all the family's money to my brother? Why would you do that?
Because he knows a lot about money. Even though he loves it, he's not greedy or dishonest, so I trust him. He's the kind of kid who would return money that a crow picked up to the police.
In the end, Mom told him, if you want to borrow money, you'll have to get your brother's approval. So it seems Tateo reluctantly complied.
Why do I have to go too? You can go by yourself.
Shut up. It's your fault for not working. We're supposed to help each other out when things are tough.
Over the past few years, their relationship has deteriorated, and they were heading to my restaurant while arguing.
Don't be so high and mighty. Isn't your brother's restaurant open right now?
As if anyone would go to a place like that. I bet it's empty right now.
As soon as Tateo opened the door, he was shocked to see the restaurant packed with people.
Oh, welcome. Sorry, we're full right now. Oh, Tadeo-kun and Dahlia-san?
They stood there in shock as Matsushima, no, now Katahara Nohagi, greeted them cheerfully. She and I had gotten married 2 years ago. Running the restaurant together, our bond grew deeper, and recently, people started calling us the ideal couple.
Why is this restaurant so packed? The interior is so nice now, too. What?
Wait, why do they look so happy? I didn't know about this.
It's rare to see you eating out. This is probably because the second branch we opened in Sendai did so well.
What? You opened a second branch?
Yeah, when Riff-san retired as a chef, he offered to let me take over his restaurant. His son could only manage one location, and he didn't want to sell the other one off, so he offered it to me. I've spent years building trust with him, so he reached out to me. It wasn't too hard to attract customers and hire staff.
The favor we did for the fish really came back around, like the old folk tale.
So, what happened to you? After getting fired, you couldn't find a job and came back home to beg for money?
How do you know that?
Rifu's restaurant was one of your company's clients. His son told me all about it.
Ugh!
On top of that, Tateo never planned financially. He probably didn't save up at all. It's really funny to think that you talk so big about stability and security while living like that.
I can't take it anymore. It's all your fault. You got fired for losing important documents. You've got a spending problem, and now we're in debt. You're the worst.
Finally, Zalia's anger exploded, and she shouted emotionally. Tateo too became furious and joined in the argument.
You can't even do housework, and you refuse to get a part-time job. You're nothing but a burden.
What did you say?
The argument escalated, but since this was a restaurant during business hours, I lost my patience and kicked them out for the time being. So, what did you come here for in the end? After closing, I called them back and made them sit in Seiza. Then I asked their intentions again.
Well, it's...
We need money. Just getting by on living expenses leaves us in the red. We can't manage to save.
That's about what I expected. So, how much do you need?
1 million yen.
I see. I went to the back of the restaurant, retrieved some cash I had saved up, and brought it out.
Huh? But, brother...
You've got a family to take care of, but you got fired. You're jobless, you're asking for money, and you ended up crying to mom. You idiot.
Ouch!
I smacked Tateo with a bundle of 10,000 yen bills. It was a literal cash slap.
Even Dad never hit me.
That's proof of how spoiled you've been. It's a brother's duty to straighten out a stupid sibling.
But, brother...
Of course, I'm your brother. I'm the eldest son of the Katahara family. So if it means keeping you out of the hands of loan sharks, I'll give you the money. Don't make mom cry. Perhaps surprised by my declaration, Tateo was taken aback.
Well, why are you acting like a big brother now? You graduated high school and just left for Tokyo. You chose money over our family. That's why I decided I'd surpass you. That's why...
That's a misunderstanding.
My wife, Nohagi, who had been watching, spoke quietly.
He's been working all this time to protect his family. He told me that he went to Tokyo to make money. He worked while going to vocational school, became a chef, and even after opening his own restaurant, he kept working hard. Also, the family wouldn't have to struggle, and so you could go to university.
What?
Mom, I don't have anything I really want to study at university, so I'm gonna work right after graduation. I heard salaries are better in Tokyo, and I'll learn a lot there, so I think I'll go. When I graduated high school, my family was struggling even more. So, as an ordinary guy, I focused on earning money. I'll make sure to send money home, let Tateo go to university, but don't tell him about me.
But he's still so rebellious toward you, Itchan.
It's fine, I don't want him feeling guilty. If he acts out, I'll come back and smack him myself.
Why? Why didn't you tell me from the start? Why?
Because I knew it would make you lose confidence. I'm your big brother, I know you well. You're clumsy and a bit of a screw-up, but if you get pushed too far, you'll just break. That's why the only way you could protect your pride was by looking down on me. That's why I never told you. That's all. Unable to respond, Tateo was at a loss for words. His wife also fell silent. But now I have a new family. I have a wife, and we're expecting a baby in 6 months. That's why I want to expand the restaurant even more, to take care of my wife and child. Even if I get seriously ill, or want to become a doctor, or feel like running away far away. I want to be the kind of person who can say it'll be okay, and stand by them. That's why I'll keep working hard to make money. So, Tateo, helping you as a family ends here. Take this and leave. Tateo was stunned. After a while, he took the money and left.
Well, I guess life's full of ups and downs, huh?
Walking home, Dalia is startled as Tateo suddenly starts sobbing.
I've always wanted to surpass my brother, but in the end, I've been losing as a person all along.
Seeing Tateo's weak side, his wife could only stand there in stunned silence. A warm breeze with the scent of late summer passed between the two. In the end, Tateo got divorced and returned to his parents' house. As expected, Tateo lost all confidence and completely withdrew into his room.
I'm worthless. I'm worthless.
No matter how much his parents encouraged him, he didn't seem to want to get up. Seeing this, Shut up! If you're not sick, then get to work.
You hit me again.
Tateo, hit by his brother again, ended up getting a job at a food processing plant through one of my connections.
Young man, harden your heart like your muscles, then nothing will hurt. Come, work with us.
Eek, please go easy on me.
It seems he's working hard, being pushed around by the senior employees in the sports club. So, the restaurant's doing well, thanks to Riff-san. Yeah, let's do this again sometime. I continue to live my life focused on work, and I plan to keep living in my hometown.
Caw!
What's up, Right Minister? You're in a good mood today. The pair of crows took to the sky. Feeling cheerful, I opened the door to the restaurant.
Oh, finally back.
Itashi-chan, it's your birthday today, right? Surprise!
The restaurant was modestly decorated, and my neighbors and friends greeted me with happy smiles. When did you do all this?
Of course. Thanks to you, Itashi, the town has become even more lively. Today's a holiday, so let's celebrate.
My neighbors, who have always cared about me, made me want to cry with their warmth. Yeah, I really do love this place. As a child, I was devastated that I couldn't protect my family. A few years ago, I was desperate to earn money. That experience caused me to lose sight of my purpose, to distrust loyalty, and care only about efficiency and results. But meeting people, receiving their kindness, and their expectations reminded me of the importance of the heart. Some people might laugh at how hard I work for money, but I don't care. It's the choice I made to protect those I care about.
Welcome home, dear.
Yeah, I'm home. In Nohagi's arms was our new family member. I vowed to protect them for the rest of my life. I'm still clumsy, I love money, and I'm a workaholic. But I've decided to live my life in this place, with my wife and everyone else who accepts me for who I am.